on to the session, and we will do a quick revision of the previous slide that we have already covered before moving to the or before continuing the further important topics of focus and the willpower, right? So we have already covered the importance of willpower in obtaining a razor sharp focus and productivity, right? So as we see here, this is a superpower actually. However, we have mechanism to develop the willpower and mechanism to become independent of willpower and still achieve the focus. With that, let's understand the practicality of it. Think about saving your allowance for a whole month to buy a massive video game instead of spending it all today on cheap candy that vanishes in just 5 minutes. That's your superpower in action. And this is something which we discuss also, the power of delayed gratification. And delayed gratification cannot be possible to observe without a good willpower. Person who doesn't have good willpower, they will not be able to harness the benefit or even taste the benefit of delayed gratification. So it is very evident from the experiment that we had discussed. So this is called marshmallow. And in short, actually, if we recap, then we understood or discussed that how the test was conducted with a group of children in 1970s in the Stanford University, where actually they had given the choice to the kids to eat one marshmallow right away or wait for 15 minutes and get it doubled, right? And so 15 minutes of delayed gratification was not possible for everyone or for every child to kind of sustain. But the children who could succeeded to wait for 15 minutes and enjoy two marshmallow not only succeeded in the test that they had conducted, but also in their life when it was studied, a kind of they were constantly observing, and then they found that those children were astoundingly better performer in every aspect of life, and that shows the importance of delayed gratification.
Yeah, because you quick addition on that point. Yeah, the marshmallow book. There is a book on marshmallow test. It talk about what you just said. That delayed gratification. Yes, those people in their 40s and afterwards in their career, they made a huge success just because of this particular quality. And I just want to mention a experiment they have done, and it is very how your brain sees for the rewards. In a previous slide you showed that instead of candy, go for video game. Okay, now video game is again a big kind of reward for a person, because again people like playing gaming compared to candy. Okay, so in that experiment what they did, they asked a few group of people to do some kind of work, but when they are passing through that particular hall, there is a on the table there are different packets kept. It looks like there is a money reward, money as a reward in that packets, and it's were kept there. So everyone went for the work, they completed the work throughout the day. Okay, and while they come back finishing the work, it is a voluntary work. It means, the organizer said thank you to them, and everyone in that particular group got disappointed because it is association they made that those packets, those pockets, or those this thing, the money filled this thing is for them, because no one told them actually that there it is going to be rewarded, your work is rewarded. But this is how human brain thinks, that if I'm going to work, that means there is a reward at the end. This is the by default mechanism, and that is what in previous slide you just explained, that that is what, like video game is a bigger this thing, so definitely I will go for it. So your brain calculates that. So sometimes you think that you are doing it, no, it is your brain is actually opt for the bigger one. and yeah, beautifully explained in this book and this particular test that yeah, this delayed gratification, it comes with the bigger rewards, not just this thing. And your brain, with your eyes, your brain automatically recognize that if I'm doing this work, I'm going to get the rewards. The whole system, our work culture and everything is designed around it, that you do work, you will get some benefits. Children also do that, isn't it? Thank you.
Yeah. So how we can implement this for our benefit
Uh-huh.
in the process of our day-to-day work, be it office work or be it the home chores or the responsibility that we possess. So one way is to remember this marshmallow test and remember that while doing any work, if our phone started giving some budge, okay, or some kind of thoughts coming in our mind saying that okay, let me check the Instagram or the Facebook or whatsoever, okay, any kind of disruption for that matter, if it comes, then we just remember the marshmallow effect or the test that we had observed actually, or we witnessed, and think that if I just go and grab the phone now, I will get one marshmallow, which is very temporary in nature. But if I complete the task that I have in my hand, and then I move to the leisure time wherein I can enjoy the scrolling, even the scrolling itself will be a guilt-free scrolling, and the reward will be a guilt-free reward. And when we do not switch, that is called context switching, we actually doubled our productivity. So we can complete it with lesser amount of time because we have the target also, the reward that you said, no? The reward is also hanging. If we consume the reward, then there will be less motivation left. So we can associate the distraction in such a way that they appear as a reward, but in a very rightful manner. Actually, we need to plan, and that's how actually we can train our brain not to get distracted, but focus and complete the task, and then go for the distraction. That is also somehow fine. So let's remember this test and let's experiment. And we have this DDD tracker, right? There we will increase the count based on the number of wins that we have experienced. So yeah. So people who are watching this video and do not know what is DDD tracker and how to take part in that activity to increase the awareness, decrease the distraction, and move ever satisfied life, we have a separate group running wherein actually we have many implementation strategies, small strategies, wherein you can just ping me with the number 7004-764-892. In the WhatsApp, you can ping me and I'll let you know the details how to join if you want to experience the power of accountability, and by that harnessing the productivity at least doubled. Moving to the next slide, we are discussing here the secret weapon, that is strategic distraction. So what is strategic distraction? Is something like every temptation, be it a mobile reminder or a kind of a what do you say, like notification, right, from social media. They all are kind of a temptation. Even if we open the YouTube for a particular thing, many times we can see that the similar kind of tempting videos are present in multiple manner, that we feel like, okay, this is also important, this is also important, and we might get caught into the loop of this unnecessary engagement, right? So we need to know how to channelize our attention strategically so that we do not fall trap of the productivity loss. So the mechanism here, it says the kids, okay, this mechanism actually we just discussed. Right. And daily scenario is try not to eat a cookie before dinner. Another scenario actually is kind of given here. If you do not eat a cookie before dinner and do not just stare at the cookie jar telling yourself no, go to another room and play with your dog instead. So this is the way we can strategically trick our brain towards a better choice or towards a better or meaningful work where we get the similar kind of pleasure.
Yeah. Because this morning only I got one example in one of the WhatsApp group, wife of WhatsApp group actually. There is one lady who baked a cake, or cheesecake made up of a mango. Yeah, and people, other women and everyone purchased those cheesecake, and they're admiring the cooking and the cake and taste and mango and all those stuff. But then what everyone does is basically they are taking their photograph in a car with their families here and there with that cheesecake and uploading on that group. Okay, and they are getting liking. Now when someone likes your photograph and you see that 15 people, 50 people, 30 people likes your photograph, you get feel good about you, right? So that is again dopamine. You feel really good that you are part of this group. But there is a trap, and the trap is basically the FOMO, fear of missing out. Then you can't leave that particular group because you're so attached, because people likes you, and you always want to see that what's happening on that particular group, so that I am participate. So this is kind of trap. This is what exactly we are discussing. We don't realize that actually this is a trap. You can't live away from the phone just because of this reason.
Yeah, that is also a trap, and also we can actually turn that mechanism towards a positive system.
Positive. Yes,
Yeah,
positive.
that also is a possibility. I will discuss about that in later point of time.
Yeah.
So I have an idea about it. So now in this slide, actually, we are going little further deeper and understanding the brain's battle, fire versus ice. So fire is kind of a hot system, the fast dopamine, we can say. We have discussed, right, the fast dopamine, how and when actually this fast dopamine takes charge and makes you actually act like a mad, right?
Yeah.
So it acts like pure fire, driven entirely by sudden and intense emotions. The emotion is intense, so intense that unless until one is good in observer, unless one is a good observer, I would say detached observer, then it is very easy to get trapped and fall into the fast dopamine loop. So it's kind of a constant yelling that I want it now from our inside. Actually, this voice will come that no matter what, I want it now. That is the extreme kind of a fast dopamine, uh, the example of a fast dopamine system, and it fixates on the immediate and visible reward. That is called instant gratification. So in the previous slide, we understood what is delayed gratification. Here we are seeing the properties or the characteristics of instant gratification, which actually craves for the reward immediately. Even though it is small reward, even though it is a junk food, even though it is harmful to our health or mind or productivity, the emotion takes over. The limbic system of our brain is so powerful that it overpowers the CO mind, that is the prefrontal cortex, and the logic shuts down there, and people just go and grab it. So there is the other side of the coin that is called the cool system or the ego. So it acts like a solid ice, driven by logic, reason, and rational thoughts. Cools the fire by thinking, wait for a better reward later. This is delayed gratification. And another characteristics of it is it fixates on long-term goal and future outcomes. So long-term goal and future outcomes takes the priority, and we all know what is the benefit of having a long-term goal and what to say this future outcomes. So one scenario we can discuss here is you want to stay up late night to play video games. Okay, maybe that is equivalent to what system fire. One second. Yeah, but you have a big match tomorrow. You use your cool system, that is ICE, that is delayed gratification, to say, I need sleep to win tomorrow. And you confidently turn the game off.
Mm-hmm.
So this is easy to say, easier to say, but difficult to practically do. So we have many other strategies which are in place in that group, right? So one by one we are practicing and making sure that the delayed gratification is actually easier to observe, even though it is less tempting and compared to the instant gratification.
It is definitely, it is a more beneficial, but it requires regular practice and regular observation. The first hot system, I'll give you example. Just remember, there is this sudden intense emotion. Suppose you are watching a match like World Cup match, and it is a last ball, some score required. So you are in an intense emotion. You want the result now. So that kind of situation you are in, your hot system, and someone switch off the television. What happens? All emotions
Right.
convert anger. Okay, so that is one example. So what happened last time? Well, this thing, I was watching Indian cricket match, and me and my wife were hoping for the results, and my son come down from the upstairs, and he said India won the match. I said, how you know? Because he was watching on other device, and his screen is 5 minutes ahead of us.
Okay.
So I said, how you know what happened? He said, yes, I was watching on other device, and that is fine. There is a lag, on my TV screen. So these are the situation. These are the simple situation, but yes, delayed gratification will definitely brings the better results for us. Yeah, yeah, awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So this has also been observed. The same group of children who could sustain their emotion and waited for delayed gratification, that is 2 marshmallow after 15 minutes of gap, later in their life, observed that they possess much higher IQ and they could build a rich family compared to the other children. And the amount of self-control you have as a kid predicts your adult wealth, health, and success even more than how smart you are on how much money your family has. So it is an early predictor. So children, they this age children actually can and should be actually tested with this kind of experiments, and proactively the school should plan some kind of activities to make the delayed gratification very much part of the syllabus so that they understand the importance of it and can lead a better life, rewarding life, I would say, in their late adulthood, right? But I don't see such kind of curriculum anywhere in the.
No, because you're right, but this is again something I will give the very practical example or life example. One of my friend in my school days, he was initially in few initial standards, he was with the bad companies and all that, and suddenly his brother asked him to do really well in a school and all that, and he turned into my group, and yes, he did very well. He done the commerce graduation. His brother turned to get the first class everything. So he actually done a lot of work to get that first class in this thing. And very first interview he went, I was still in the university, and he went to the Reliance interview. And what happened, they called them for the interview in the morning 8 o'clock. So he was there, around 20 candidates were there in Nariman Point, and again Reliance, the company. and he was waiting there for the interviews, and no one actually addressed them. Absolutely no. And then, like people, other people start dropping out. This candidate start dropping out. And night 8 o'clock, somebody come, the peon come, and then they ask him to come. This thing. By that time, everyone left actually, and they selected him. Okay, without asking any questions and all that. He's still working there. He's whole life settled just because of that gratification. And they said this is what exactly the test we are keeping here. There is no interview required because this particular job which you are getting is actually required a lot of patience, and he showed it. And I asked him that what driven you to stay there in that office 12 hours straight. So he said, yeah, exactly the same thing, like this whole practice throughout the years of education he was doing, and he got the result. He got settled. His whole life is got settled. He's still in Reliance in very high position, but just because of that one interview. So yes, this really works. Yes, it works.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
And yes, definitely that is helpful, and we will be discussing further in this slide. And this is the kind of the summary slide. So right now we are on time.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
kind of waste
Yeah.
time. So tomorrow again we will continue from our level.
Perfect. Thank you,
Thank you.
Bikash. Thanks for your time. Cheers. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
Bye.